How's it going? I know it's been a while. Even with my other type of videos, the actual videos, it's been a while. Honestly, I've been kind of lazy and I haven't been wanting to make videos. But every so often, a story comes across that I have to speak on. My 2 cents that nobody asked for. Put it that way. In case you don't know who Daniel Perry is, Daniel Perry was a sergeant in the U.S. Army Armed Forces. He was doing a ride share in Austin to earn some extra cash. He pulled up to a protest, swerved, and allegedly tried to take out people or allegedly tried to miss them. A protester with an AK ran up to his car, may or may not have pointed a gun at his direction. Sergeant Daniel Perry at the time took a pistol and shot this protester dead and drove off and called the cops and report that he just killed someone. The officers on the scene let him go. The detective didn't want to press charges. Jose Garza wasn't happy about that, so he charged Sergeant Daniel Perry, and he got a conviction. He was sentenced to prison. Fast forward a year from the sentencing, the Board of Pardons in Texas requested that the governor to give him a full pardon. Governor Abbott gave him a full pardon, and now Jose Garza wants him back in prison and the pardon removed. That's the nitty gritty of it. That is the short version. This is from KUT News. This is the one that came up. Travis County DA Jose Garza files a suit to undo governor's pardon of Daniel Perry. Now, this is news to me because I thought pardons were final. I didn't realize that you had options to undo it. So this is new to me. But regardless, it's part of the legal system. Travis County District Attorney is challenging the governor's pardon of Daniel Perry, who was convicted of murdering a Black Lives Matter protester in Austin in 2020. Now, this person was white, who was in Air Force. I don't know if he's a veteran or not, but apparently he was removed from the Air Force. And I don't know how much or why he was removed. I just know he was no longer in the Air Force. Garza said his office would file a challenge known as a writ of mandamus with the state's highest criminal court on Tuesday and argued that the pardon violated the Texas Constitution. Perry got into an altercation with Garrett Foster after driving into a crowd of protesters in July 2020. He shot Foster, who was armed multiple times. Travis County jury convicted Perry of murder, and he received a 25-year prison sentence. Greg Abbott had a pledge to pardon him after pressure from conservative media outlets, which I'm pretty sure that's true. Let's see here. He argued that Perry was within his right to shoot Foster under Texas Stand Your Ground law, and that case should not have gone to trial. There's a lot of people that agree with that. There's a lot of people that disagree with it. Abbott followed through with that pledge last month. Garza on Tuesday called for the pardon, a mockery of our legal system, and said that the decision suggested that Foster's life does not matter. He said the jury conviction was undermined by the governor's pardon. This is the same person that gave plea deals for people to serve little to no jail time for beating and raping their ex. Same DA that did a plea deal for little to no jail time for someone that beat up his ex-girlfriend while pregnant to the point where she lost a child. I would say Garza is a mockery of our legal system when he chooses not to prosecute or where he chooses not to go to trial and gives sweetheart deals to hardened criminals just for them to commit crime again. I'm very anti Garza. I actually voted in the Democratic primary in hopes that my vote would go towards removing him. Unfortunately, he won the Democratic primary, which means he's going to be our DA for the next 4 years, unfortunately. Um, to say that Foster's life doesn't matter, Foster's life doesn't matter. It did matter. And if it did matter to him, he would have not brought the AK to the protest. Just saying. We will continue to use the legal system to fight for Garrett Foster and for his family and for his friends, he said. KOT reached out for Abbott's office for comment, but has not heard back. Foster's mother decried the pardon, saying Perry had expressed racist beliefs and that suggested that he was going to shoot protesters demonstrating for racial justice in 2020. I mean, there is a court case that proved that he was guilty. A board of pardons said he wasn't guilty and requested a full pardon. I don't know where to fall under that, to be truthfully honest with you. We allow this, we're setting precedents that anyone who wants to copycat and therefore any other governor that wants to overstep outside of their role and undermine the justice systems that we have placed that has worked. She said it was planned, it was premeditated. I mean, some say the attacks were just some venting. People say stupid shit all the time. Doesn't mean that they're going to follow through with it. Asked how he thought the challenge would play out in an all-Republican court, Garza, a self-proclaimed progressive Democrat, said that he hoped justice will take a fair look at the political charge case. For an incident that was conducted quite rigorously, he said, we're hopeful that the Court of Criminal Appeals will do the right thing. Last week, 14 attorney generals in other states called for the Department of Justice to examine the case, citing Perry's use of violent racist language on social media. In the letter, the attorney general said that Perry violated federal law when he fatally shot Foster, and the DOJ had the powers to intervene, as it did in 2018 when it charged an Ohio man in federal court for killing a protester in 2017 Charlottesville rally. Case isn't exactly apples to apples, and where you actually had someone run over someone, kill them with a car, where the other one, there's a good argument for self-defense. Foster had a rifle. Perry had a pistol. I think it came out in court that the AK was empty, but it doesn't matter. If you have the magazine in, you can't really tell if an AK is loaded or not. I mean, that's just a simple fact. I mean, I'm not exactly sure why the federal court got involved in that case in Charlottesville rally. I honestly don't. Maybe it's because of Trump was there or made a remark that there was fine people on both sides. I do know that there was more to it. He actually denounced white supremacy and racism in that speech and followed up there was fine people on both sides, which was a true statement. I mean, I can't, but going back to this case, I cannot take Jose Garza seriously when time and time again he has failed to do his job by keeping people safe. I mean, I heard this story when it was on the radio, and they mentioned that maybe Garza got his feelings hurt and he wants to take this out on Abbott to show him, to say, hey, I know you pardoned this person, but guess what? I'm going to get that overturned because your policies, your politics don't align with mine. It could be as simple as that. Because this was a big case for Jose Garza. To say anything else is just flat out lying or wrong. This was a national case. It was. It made national news. There's people out there in other countries and other states that have different opinions, whether or not Daniel Perry acted in self defense or not. If I'm going off of the fact that he was found guilty, I mean, clearly, defense didn't do much of a case, or there was some evidence that wasn't allowed in. I mean, I think it was this particular case that made the lead detective quit and go to DPS or to another agency because how District Attorney Jose Garza went with the at the pretrial. I forget what it is. It's the trial that you go for indictment, grand jury. And also, I think it was this same trial, grand jury, to where the judge requested. No, I think that was with the cops. Either way, Jose Garza is a slimy little weasel that really should not be in a DA position. He's very soft on crime. He tries to give plea deals for the least amount of jail time because he doesn't want to send people to jail. I mean, if it's for pot, sure. If it's for drug use, sure. There's a argument to be made that they shouldn't be spending a long time in jail. But we're talking about people that beat people, people that do harm, people that rob people. But yet he doesn't want to pursue those cases to the fullest extent of the law. He'd rather do plea deals. I mean, I could go rant and on, but I think you get the gist of it. It's not over for Daniel Perry. It is not over for Daniel Perry. And the sad thing is, Jose Garza may get his way in the end. But I guess we'll see how this plays out as it develops. That being said, have yourself a wonderful day, morning, or evening.